It is very important to identify the actual cause of whatever unhappiness we feel. If we are forever blaming our difficulties on others, this is a sure sign that there are still many problems and faults within our own mind, which means our mind's becoming unpeaceful. If we were truly peaceful inside and had our mind under control, difficult people or circumstances would not be able to disturb this peace. And so we would feel no compulsion to blame anyone or regard them as our enemy. To someone who has subdued his or her mind and eradicated the last trace of anger, all beings are friends. A bodhisattva, for instance, whose sole motivation is to benefit others, has no enemies. Very few people wish to harm someone who is a friend of all the world. And even if someone did harm him or her, the bodhisattva would not view this person as an enemy. With her mind dwelling in patience, she would remain calm and untroubled, and her love and respect for this assailant would be undiminished. Such is the power of a well-controlled mind. Therefore, if we really want to be rid of all enemies, all we need to do is uproot our anger. And then Venerable Geshe goes on to explain how it's not an impossible goal. Okay, so he says, by relying on the appropriate methods, many people have been able to cure themselves completely of their physical illness. In the same way, it is certainly possible to eradicate the inner disease of anger, and many spiritual practitioners of the past have succeeded in doing so. Methods to gain release from this crippling delusion exist and have proved their effectiveness whenever people have sincerely put them into practice, and there is no reason why they cannot work for us as well. Okay? So we're going to learn these methods. So the first method we're learning is to recognize our anger, and recognizing it means also understanding its faults or dangers. Because then we develop the thought, I must overcome my anger. Okay? No one else can make that decision for us. That has to be our wisdom. When we understand, when we can recognize the anger within our own mind and recognize how it harms both ourselves and others, then we develop a strong wish, I must overcome my anger. Okay? And that will give us the energy to engage in the spiritual practices to accomplish this.